name is Adam Brown, and I'm proud to say I'm a teacher at Bridgeway Academy. I've been with Bridgeway Academy from day one, and I remember my first day very well. We were Helping Hands Center at the time. We were located inside of a Worthington City school building. I remember everyone being very, very nervous. Had I made the right decision to leave my current job and come to Helping Hands? What was I thinking? I was recently engaged, looking to start a life. What was I going to tell my to-be wife if this didn't work out? What would I do? All of those worries disappeared 5 minutes into our first day. This is what I was meant to do, and this is where I was meant to do it. Our organization's mission statement may have changed over the years, but our mission, our work, has not. We work hard every day to meet the educational and therapeutic needs of children with autism and other developmental disabilities. In our first year, we started with 12 students and 8 staff members. Of the original teachers who were there that first day, I am the only one left. A big reason why I've stayed is because of the pride I feel within this organization. Bridgeway Academy is more than just a place I work. I've said it to Aaron and Abby many times that I take ownership in this organization. When you do what we do, you're going to have good days and you're going to have bad days. When good things happen at Bridgeway, I obviously feel good about them. I feel proud and I feel part of those successes. On the flip side, if there's a student who is struggling, or a teacher or a therapist who is struggling, I feel that as well. There are days where you question what you're doing and whether you're giving the students enough. The good news is with the staff we have, you never have to feel alone. There's always someone to bounce off ideas off of or just talk to. When talking to teachers, I try to remind them that they are making a difference in a student's life, even though it's hard to see it at times. A few years ago, I was contacted by the mother of a student I had our first 2 years. I had a great connection with him and he made tremendous progress. Because of a job relocation, he and his family moved to Philadelphia after our second year. 8 years later, I received a message from Mom. It was a picture he had drawn. At school, his teacher asked him what he wanted to be when he grew up. He drew this picture that says, "When I grow up, I want to be a teacher." When his teacher asked if that was him, he said, "No, that's Mr. Adam." Remember, I hadn't seen him in 8 years. If you look closely, you can see a pencil behind my ear, which is where I usually keep it. If you look even closer, you can see that I used to have hair. That's something I blame Aaron and Abby for every day. I just talked to his mom this week, actually, and he's in high school now and doing very well. He recently attended his high school dance. This picture is a reminder for me that even though there are those bad days for us, we are working so that our students can have many good days in the future. I have many whys when it comes to Bridgeway Academy. I'm proud of the everyday growth we see in the students. I'm proud of how we treat our students. As you saw in the video, I'm proud of how we look at each student individually and work to find the best way for that student to learn. We do not have the mentality that we are good at doing things a certain way and that is the way we need to do it. We look at each child's strengths and weaknesses and we come up with a plan of action. I feel we always have the student's best interests in mind. When a student is ready to go to their home district, we share that with the families. If something isn't working with a student, we aren't afraid to admit it and try something different. We make a difference in not only the student's life, but an entire family's life, and that is the most rewarding part. Now I'm going to share with you how the staff of Bridgeway Academy put their why into action. In February, I was having a discussion about my frustration with the fact that one of my students did not receive any speech therapy, occupational therapy, or physical therapy, even though he needed all 3. Because of where my student lived, there was no funding available to that family, and they were unable to pay for it out of pocket. As a group, the teachers in my room and I tried to give him what he needed, but we aren't speech therapists, we aren't occupational therapists, and we aren't physical therapists. We were trying, but it wasn't enough, and I felt like I was doing him a disservice by not giving him the therapies he desperately needed. I had more conversations, and I quickly realized there wasn't much I could do about it. To put things in perspective, here are some numbers to consider. The average tuition at Bridgeway Academy is $28,000. The average cost of Bridgeway Summer Camp is $5,000. The cost of one 45-minute therapy session is $85, and the Autism Scholarship covers only $27,000. Researching it further, I found that there were several students at Bridgeway that were in the same situation. They attended the education center, but because of their financial situation, their families were unable to receive additional therapies. Now, my wife, my mom, and pretty much any current or former coworker will tell you I tend to be a little hard-headed at times. I didn't know what I could do, but I knew I needed to do something. Because of this, I started to talk to other coworkers to figure out what we could do. I'd like to invite Susan Gifford, Jen Scott, and Krista Fraley to join me down here. Because of the need we saw, we started the first annual staff campaign to benefit a staff scholarship program. We felt this was a unique opportunity for the staff to raise funds to help families offset some of the cost. All of the money raised was donated by staff members at Bridgeway Academy. It was a month-long campaign, and I am proud to announce that as a staff, we collectively raised over $16,000. With that money, we've been able to send students to therapies they desperately need. We currently have students attending speech therapy and physical therapy. We've been able to send students to get counseling through our psychology department. We've been able to help a family get assistance at home through our family partnership services. Every penny of this cost is being paid for by the Staff Scholarship Fund. We aren't done raising these funds. I'm sure you've all noticed the tip jars that are on all the bars. All tips raised this year will be put into the Staff Scholarship Fund. Your continued support is greatly appreciated. Lastly, you just watched a video that gave many reasons why Bridgeway Academy is amazing. You all have your own why statements. Some of you are here to support a family, some are here to support a staff member, and some of you are just here to drink wine. Whatever your why might be, I'm asking you to please think about what it is right now. Now I want to ask all of you one thing. We turned our why into $16,000. What are you going to do with your why? Thank you.